this is part D. Here we're trying to show you now, what about the shape of a rock? My son said that we'll just drop this marble back here again. And you see the marble is round. We're now going to drop an object of a different shape. And let's see if this can affect the shape of a crater on the moon. Here we go. Well, now that is definitely a shape. Can you see how the sand is even curved? Study that crater a minute, because I'm probably messed it up. I've got to get that thing out of there with tweezers. So study that. Look at the shape. It looks like the rock and the shape of the crater are pretty much the same. Now I got to try to dig it out of here. Okay, I'm going to lay it up on there. There, can you see the crater, right? And the shape of the rock. So, what can you say about part D? Does the shape of the rock have anything to do with the shape of a crater? It seems to, doesn't it? By the way, that rock laying there that made that funny shape, that's a real meteorite. Yeah, shooting star. I've got that out in Arizona. It's a big crater in Arizona. They had this gift shop out there, and they were selling pieces of the meteor. The meteor exploded and made a crater about a mile deep and a half a mile wide or so. And anyway, that rock came from there. So that's a chunk of, that one's actually a nickel, chunk of rock from outer space. So the shape of the rock has something to do with it. Now I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to drop that again, but I'm going to change the angle. Watch this. Let me smooth that down right there a minute. All right, we're going to drop it in the same area, hopefully. There we go. Well, I was going to try to drop it next to it, but you see it almost made the same shape, but it went in deeper. Look at the depth there in that crater. See how the shadow's on it? I was trying to drop the rock sideways. Let me try it again. Further to the right. We'll drop it sideways if it'll do it. Look at that. See, that rock won't go sideways. It's called the center of gravity. But anyway, the angle of the rock falling and hitting the moon will, of course, give you that shape. Now we're going to go to part E. Well, here we've cleaned up our sand again, our surface of the moon. Now I'm going to drop a marble again. This is just dropping the marble. Done, right? Now what we're going to do is throw the marbles at different angles, and the idea is, let's see if this will cause any changes of crater shapes on the moon. Now the different angles are going to be such that we're going to throw one, oh, let's say about halfway up. We call that a 45-degree angle. Now it might skip through and disappear. We really don't know. Well, let's try it and find out. All right, there we have several. Now all of those marbles thrown at the same angle. Look what you got here. Look at that. You have, well, on this one here, we've got ridges. Ridges would mean that the speed of the rock when it came down, it kind of slid or skidded along like this. See? It went see? And this one did it here, and the other one did it. So the angle has something to do with it. Now we're going to remove, I think we'll keep these two here, and we're going to remove the other marbles, and we're now going to change the angle. In other words, we're going to get lower to the can. Let's try it. Now we come with our low angle. Here we go. We're going to try to keep in the same area. My son's got his aim, and he throws the pitch. Boy, that one's buried. Let's try another one. Same angle. Oh, look at that one. Keep going. Oh, did you see that marble leave? It left the picture. Did you notice that? It was gone. Still coming in. Terrible meteor shower. Man, it's just tearing up the moon like crazy. Look at the skid marks, or what do you want to call them? Look at all those on here. Let's see if we can come over and pick up this marble over here. See that marble there? Can you see that right there? Look how smooth that is. See that marble bounced out of its sand, plopped right here, and then rolled over there. I'll tell you what. If you go to your school library and you look under the moon in section 523 and you look at pictures of craters of the moon, you know you're going to see craters like this with ridges and ripples. You're going to see craters that are deep, craters that are shallow. We got one more section to do. We're going on now to section F. Well, you know what we've got here? We have made the sand wet. Look at the different pattern it has. It looks like meteors have struck all over the surface of the moon. We're going to drop a marble in the area. Let's now one next to it, same way, just straight down. And let's try one at an angle, or a couple here until we get some angles to it. Yeah. Let's try another one. Okay, let's leave it at that. That looks good. Now, what difference do you see here with the wet sand? What difference do you see here with the wet sand? Well, one thing that I can see is that look how sharp the edge of that crater is. And look how nice we have the other little ridges down inside here. And look at well, it wouldn't be an earthquake, it would be a moonquake. The cracks underneath. Look how this is a loose piece right here. See, that's loose. That's a rock laying on the surface of the moon. Now, there's one thing you could be saying and thinking in your mind. When you look at the pictures of the moon, you're going to say, oh, I'm going to see the meteor inside. No, you won't see the meteor. You see, these these marbles are hitting the bottom of this pan, and they're kept from disappearing. When the meteor struck the moon's surface, they're buried beneath the surface. The crater in Arizona, what's left of the meteorite, is underneath the surface. Part of the meteor exploded, and there are pieces laying around. So you will not see the rock sitting in the crater on the moon. You will see the effect of the rock, meteorite, hitting the moon. So what have we found out today? We found out that there are many factors that tell us how the craters on the moon were formed. And we also saw that we have all the we got a problem here. Man has arrived. Yes. So we have found out that craters on the moon are caused by the size of the rock, the speed at which it travels, right? And the wetness. Now, there was no water on the moon. Scientists don't think so. But there was lava on the moon. And this lava acted like water. And so these meteors came in with a clunk. And you'll see the other part of the tape where you'll see lava has actually filled some craters. So that's it for today. That's craters on the moon.